why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage the press to go look at these allegations. And I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, of the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy of these women now, who were girls at the time, who were victims of sex trafficking. Also, he met with Ghislaine Maxwell, moved her to a minimum security prison, and then got a puppy for her. So for all those reasons, he's just got to leave the Department of Justice.
I am not MAGA. I am the person who existed before.
I am not the MAGA identity.
My name is Tom. I was MAGA for 10 years. And now I'm here.
And when you say in, what does that mean to you?
16 hours a day, phone, TV, gave money I didn't have, thousands.
I was so angry of all the wokeness, tired of being told I was the problem. And I fell for the bullshitter. At least he was angry too.
The version of you that was inside MAGA, it's not who you are. The authentic self is still here. We're gonna bring him or her back into the circle.
I really thought he was gonna make things better. I'm broke as fuck. Everything is expensive.
Before the hat, before the rallies, you're somewhere safe. What do you smell?
My mother's kitchen.
I voted because my friends did, that's it.
I almost went to Washington that day.
I don't recognize myself anymore.
My family stopped talking to me.
My grandchildren will read about what we did. I want them to know I knew.
I was wrong. I hope you can forgive me.
I'm sorry for the pain I caused.
I hope we can start over.
I'm so sorry.
You were right about everything.
It was terrifying to walk away.
But for the first time in years,
I finally have my mind back.
You don't have to do this alone, son.
You don't have to do this alone, Mom.
If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of shit.
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Right now, my brother, Allison, Lauren are being arrested by the state troopers because they refused to move when Cameron Sexton said so. He cleared the gallery for no clear reason. Even people on the House floor did not understand why. And now all these troopers and folks are actually arresting them and taking them down to booking. I'm going to talk to our Nashville lawyers to see what's supposed to happen. But this is what tyranny does. This is what white supremacy does. This is it trying to force us to capitulate.
Yeah.
And I appreciate y'all not capitulating. And I'm going to take the votes. I'm going to speak up and speak out. But this is the problem with our democracy. This is the problem when white supremacy rules and governs and guides instead of democracy. Okay, come on. Where are you going? Where the car?
We're going into the van.
We're going into a van right now.
I love you.
Look at this. Hi, buddy. I love you. You want to get your phone? Or you want me to get your? Okay. And I got your code. I love you so much. It's all right. It's all right. Fine. Okay. Nice, Brody. I love you. Proud of you.
We love you.
Proud of you. Ain't gonna let nobody turn us around.
One step away from the grave, my boy. What's up, man? Yo, fuck with him. Bitch, hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him if you want to. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Hit him. Bitch, you gotta move. Bitch, you gotta move, man. You gotta move, boy. You gotta move, boy. You gotta move, boy. He's touching me. He's touching me. You gotta move, boy. You gotta move, boy. You gotta move, boy. Weak ass bitch. Weak ass bitch. Go, boy. Go, boy. Go, boy. Who? What you gonna do? Who you gonna get your ass out of here? Who you gonna get your ass out of here? Get your ass out of here. Bitch. You gotta save him. You gotta save him. Protecting them. Look at you. How the fuck you go home to your family at night doing this, nigga? Fuck you talking about? Jimmy Neutron looking at his boy. Screw y'all. Screw y'all in that shit y'all pay. Screw y'all. Screw y'all. Screw y'all in that shit y'all pay. Our vote! Our vote! Our vote! We're here because they know they can't win, so they've got to cheat and steal. Yeah. We're here because they're seeking to silence the voices of the only majority black district in the state of Tennessee. Yeah. We're here because we still believe in the values that were espoused in the founding documents of this nation. Yeah. So we hold these truths to be self-evident. Yeah. And all people are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit words? Yes. We, the people. Yes. We believe that they mean all of us. Yes. And we are here today to claim our agency and our right to equally participate in this democracy. Yes. They did burn Tulsa. They did do a Memphis massacre. They did lynch us on poplar trees, and still we're here. Yeah. So our message to the white supremacists who have decided that we somehow have lost, that this is finally the nail in the coffin. We hear the echoes of our ancestors who have still made real the ideals of the Constitution written on that parchment of paper in our blood, that y'all, we the people. The reason I love those three words aren't because they old, it's because it sounds so black. We the people. 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 We the people who believe in fairness and justice and equality. We the people who know that the best days for Tennessee are still ahead. We the people who will not bow down. We the people who will not quit. We the people who will change this state and this nation and this whole world, because that's what our ancestors did. We the people. We the people. We the people.
Virginia was an election of 3 million Americans. This court did not overturn a map. It overturned an election. An election. And when we talk about the balance of power and a system of checks and balances, it's one thing for a court to check a legislature or an executive, but the end all and be all of power in America should be the people. Elections.
These cult members, look at this white trash cult member group here to support a convicted felon. Convicted felon and rapist. That's what these losers are here to support. These cult members are here to support a rapist and a convicted felon. Look at this, guys. There's people of color supporting a convicted felon and a rapist. A convicted felon and a rapist. These fucking people are here to support a convicted felon and a rapist. Convicted felon in the White House. That's who these people are here to support. The cult members are here to support a convicted felon.
I want to make sure everyone can hear. Okay, sir.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much for being there today, and more importantly, for what you did. The statue is beautiful. You know, I saw it during the weekend. We had a big PGA tournament with a great champion, and all great champions, actually, but it was a great tournament, and I got to look at it very closely, and it's incredible. And I just want to thank you. I know it was done from love, and I want to thank Mark Burns, a pastor. He's a good pastor. He's a good man. I've known him a long time. He's been with me from the beginning, right from the beginning. Maybe about 2 days later, right? 2 days. But
right, Mr. President.
he was right at the beginning, and I appreciate it, Mark. You're great. And just really a good person. And I want to thank everybody there. I don't know, here there's a good crowd of people, but I want to thank you all, and I won't forget it. And we love you all, and the country's doing great. And Iran is not doing good because of us. They are not doing well at all. And good things are happening. And I just want to really give you my love. And I wish I could be there where we want to make sure everything's going perfect on the war front. So I figure you can understand that. But we'll see you all around. I just want to, again, it's everybody is taking pictures of it. Everybody is, my people told me that it's unbelievable. All day long they're taking pictures. They stand up next to it and they have their picture taken. It really came out beautiful. I didn't know what to expect. I just want to thank you all, and we love you all, and God bless America.
God bless you, sir. God bless you. We love you. God bless you, Mr. President. I love you, sir. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, sir.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much for being there today, and more importantly, for what you did. The statue is beautiful. You know,
Does it seem weird to you? Seem weird to anybody at all? A lot of people are saying this was in Mar-a-Lago. It's not Mar-a-Lago. As I understand it, it's his golf course in Doral. Really not much difference. They erected a golden statue to the guy. And even better, they had evangelical ministers there to pray over it and bless it. The golden statue of Trump had Christian ministers there praying to it. Why is this familiar? Why does this feel so familiar? Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, because your people, whom you brought out of Egypt, have become corrupt. They have been quick to turn away from what I commanded them, and have made themselves an idol cast in the shape of a calf. They have bowed down to it, and have sacrificed to it, and have said, 'These are our gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt.'" And when Moses approached the camp and saw the calf and the dancing, his anger burned. He threw the tablets on the ground, breaking them into pieces. He took the calf the people had made and burned it in the fire. And then he ground it into powder and scattered it in the water and made the Israelites drink it. You know, it's funny. At some point, this minister said to the crowd, "Just to be clear, this is not a golden calf." Why'd you have to qualify that? Even you know what this is, and you're complicit in it. Y'all are in a cult.
Shame on every single Supreme Court justice who voted to take away our rights as a people to express. Shame for taking away our ability to tell our states what we want when other states that held game of the nation are doing it without their voters' consent. Shame! Shame! Shame!
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to see you. It is 11:37 a.m. here in the Pacific time zone. And it is currently, is it 96 degrees already? I haven't stepped outside. We're already at 96 degrees. Expected high 101. Yesterday, I believe yesterday was our first official 100-degree day. I know back in March we had a lot of 99-degree days officially in March. Then April cooled down, got a little bit more normal. Now here we are Yesterday was May 8th. I believe that was the official first 100-degree day, and that might have set a record for being the earliest official 100-degree day. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. But today, right now, we just went up to 97 degrees. It's going to be 100. No, it says 102 now, the high. So we got that going for us. Now, I can handle 100, 102. That's not too bad. But when it starts getting to 110, 112, 115, 117, and yes, we've had 120-degree days here the past few summers. We've been setting ridiculously just high temperature records. Thank you, global warming, and all you global warming deniers. Thank you. Just to let you know, I'm drinking my water in a reusable cup. All right? So fuck all the other fuckers out there who want to shame me. Talk about shame. Shame me for using the plastic bottle. I'm sure there's something else they could find, though. What's the acrylic on here or whatever? What's this? What they blast this with? Let he who was without sin cast the first stone. You guys, we're all the phones, all the devices that you're watching this show on are made in plastic. The cars you drive are like 75% plastic. You know, get rid of all your plastic and then come at me about my plastic. Anyhow, I digress. I digress. I should not start off on being such a negative Nelly. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I see Brooklyn was first. Brooklyn SJU was in the chat. We got William. Michelle is here. Hello, Michelle. Josh C's. Always good to see Josh C's in the old driver's lounge. Thanks for being here. Who else we got? Luck Dragon's here. Hey, Luck Dragon. Oh, it says Luck Dragon's twin. Oh, so this is a different Luck Dragon, I guess, apparently. Aaron's here. Hello, Aaron. Thanks for being here. Our mod extraordinaire. DPD. Hey, DPD. Good to see you. Nick Rich, 56. Hit the like. 31 watching, 33 thumbs ups. Right now, we are operating like good Democrats because we have a surplus. Yeah, good Democrats. While the intro was playing, I was eating a really good hamburger. I made a hamburger meat omelet. Came out pretty good. I'm getting pretty good at my omelets. I make an omelet almost every day, or at least every other day. I'm becoming quite the omelet chef. Bethany's here. Hello, Bethany. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in. Luck Dragon's twin. I had to leave Mayday early. Stupid phone call. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I got a phone call. Gotta go. Bye. Brooklyn says, great commercial. Yeah, that was kind of funny, huh? The reformed maggots or whatever. So happy to see you. Do, 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 do. Nick Rich says free speech scares some maggots. This whole thing, man, with Tennessee and Virginia and Louisiana. I mean, yeah, it's Jim Crow 2.0. We are back to pre-civil rights era, pre-1964 and 65 and 66. We are We are back to when I was a little baby. I was a little tiny baby. I was born in 1960. We've gone back to that time. But we do have the added advantage of having social media, having everyone having phones on their plastic phones. Plastic. Your clothes are probably plastic. Anyhow. And we can get this shit out there. And that's what I'm trying to do today and every day. Every day that I'm on. I'm trying to help get the message out, man. I'm trying to get the things out. There's some fucking serious ass racism in this country. People are losing their voting rights. And I'm hearing people say, well, you know what? California has 52 districts. I think I was in the 52nd district when I was in California. Because I had fucking, what's his name? You know, Kevin. Oh, Kevin. What was Kevin's name? You know, Kevin the asshole. That was my fucking representative. I think that was the 52nd. But anyhow, they're saying California, they could right now just redistrict every single district, all 52 of them, to Democrats. And I say go for it. Illinois has 17. I say go for it. Was it New York? There's another state that they've been mentioning that would give us a bunch of just switch everything to Democratic representation. Switch all the districts. If these motherfucking Republicans, they want to play, let's play. Let's play. Let's not hold back. Democrats in office. Let's not hold back. Let's do it. Let's just flip let's redistrict all you blue states, redistrict all your districts to fucking Democrats. Every single last one of them. We'll have 300 goddamn Republicans in the House of Representatives. I mean, we'll have 300 Democrats. I was mixing up Republicans and House of Representatives. But let's do this. No mamby-pamby bullshit. The days of being mamby-pamby are over. The gloves are off. The gloves are off. We're going bare knuckles now. They want to play this game, this redistricting game, this gerrymandering game. Fine. Come on, California. Put on your big boy pants. Let's do it. Come on, Illinois. Put your big boy pants on. Let's do it. All you other blue states, fucking grow a pair and let's fucking do it. We'll show them. You want to play? Okay, let's play. That's all I got to say about that. Let's see. Happy Mother's Day. People are already saying just so you know, tomorrow is Mother's Day, but yeah, happy Mother's Day in advance to all you mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. Michelle says Trump and crew wants us hating each other so they can rob us, all of us. Well, yeah, there's always the divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. That's why the flip side to that is let's all come together. Have a general strike. You know, the masses need to get together. Let's all come together. I think this might be this might be a unifying issue. No one wants to lose voting rights. No one wants to see people lose their voting rights. And if you're a racist, how do you know if you're a racist? If you're happy with what's going on and you're seeing people of color being disenfranchised and losing their rights to vote, their ability to vote, then you're a racist. I was going to say you just might be a racist. No, you're a fucking racist. If you're happy about this, you're a fucking racist. Luck Dragon's Twin says, hello, Trucker. Hey, Trucker, I changed my name so I got to subscribe to you twice. Oh, I get it. We're going to get to 5K subs. You know why? Because 5K Hennessy Day. When we get to 5K, it will be Hennessy Day. And we will celebrate. And I encourage everyone else, when we do this celebration, I'll be celebrating by cracking open that bottle of Hennessy and taking a few sips of it. As many sips as I can, I guess. But I encourage everyone to, while you're watching, you can have your beverage of choice, or your edible of choice, or your vape of choice, or whatever the fuck, and we can all celebrate together. So thank you, Love Dragon's twin. I appreciate that. As soon as we get to 5K, I'm going to be harping on you to get us to 10K. I asked GPT, it wasn't Chat GPT. It's whatever. When you go to your search engine there, what's the main one? The one with the compass on it? And you just ask it questions. The AI on that one. I don't think that's Chat GPT, but whatever their AI is called. And I just asked it, okay, how long will it take me to get to? I think I just put in there 80,000 subscribers, and I go, I'm currently at almost I'm like almost 40, over 4,400. And then it said, well, how many do you average a day? And I said, well, I think I average about one new subscriber a day. So then it calculates this thing, and it goes, at that rate, you will achieve 80,000 subscribers in 200 years. 200 years to get to 80,000. It won't take that. Hopefully, it won't take that long to get to 5K. At that current rate, though, I think it was a few years, right? To get, because we're over 500. I guess it would be a couple years at one a day. Almost 2 years. So at the current rate, we might be a year and a half to 2 years out to get to 5K. At the current rate of subscriptions coming in, new subscribers coming in. So hopefully we can speed things up. All right. So thank you, Luck Dragon, for doing what you do. Yesterday, Beastie Boys was on the radio. Fight for your right to party. And I love the Beastie Boys. I love that album. I love that song and everything. Was it License to Ill or whatever it was? And but when the Beastie Boys come on, who do I go to? Who pops into my mind? Who do you think pops into my mind that's in this chat? I think of Brooklyn as JU. Because no sleep till Brooklyn. DPD says, I've never been to jail in my life, but for this cause and this moment in time, let the chips fall where they may. Absolutely. And I'm talking about if you're going to go to jail for peacefully protesting and civil disobedience type of stuff. Sketchy Roads. Hey, Sketchy Roads 19B or 19B is here. Hey, Sketchy Roads. Von Schützenpanz made it normal to be openly racist. Sad. Yeah. He has emboldened. Certainly, I guess we've had this number of racists. Hey, this is all about the South shall rise again. All these states that are doing this shit, they're all fucking old Confederate states. It's the old Confederacy. It's the South shall rise again. And you know what? They're going to be put down again, and I mean legally and peacefully. Legally and peacefully, they will be stomped down again. But you saw these motherfuckers coming out of the with the state capitol building there, and little smirks on their faces. And the thing with the people who were outside and they're yelling and screaming at them and getting in their faces, I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for those motherfuckers one teensy weensy bit, not once. They deserve whatever, however uncomfortable that made them feel when they had people yelling in their faces, and shouting at them. However uncomfortable that made them feel, I say they should be even more uncomfortable, and it should be like every fucking day. Every time they go out, every time they leave the buildings, every time they go shopping, every time they're going to church, I don't give a fuck. They deserve to be made to feel as uncomfortable as humanly possible, without anything physical. I believe that. They deserve it. They've got it coming. They're despicable. These white cracker motherfuckers are despicable. Despicable. They're ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Danny Pomeroy's here. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Danny Pomeroy says, "What's happening today, John?" Hi, everybody. You can tell MAGA. You just can't tell them much. What was it MAGA was saying yesteryear? Was there's no one like Trump to help Black Americans. Just screwed you. I'm just telling you, man. A little punctuation would be nice. Yeah. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. The MAGA mark is on their hat. Yeah. I'm just now getting to William, $2 super chat. Thank you, William. Yippee to William. Thank you so much. Getting us started off on the goal, on our daily goal. Michelle taxed the churches. They've been preaching from the pulpit at least since the 80s. I'm sure probably even before then. But once Ronald Reagan got elected in 1980, and I was going to church back then, and so around 81, 82, it was like all I heard was how abortion was bad. They never used to talk about abortion in the church. I don't remember them ever talking about abortion from the pulpit until Reagan got elected. They used to talk about, how God sent Jesus to save the world, about Jesus' love and God's love, and if you believe in Jesus, you're saved. It was all about being saved and shit. I never heard anything about abortion until after Reagan got elected. And that's when I said, I'm out. I'm not going to sit here and be, told who to vote for, because they were definitely pro-Reagan. It was all pro-Reagan, all pro-Republican. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'll just stay home and read my Bible. I don't need you motherfuckers to tell me who to vote for. I don't go to church to have some asshole tell me who to vote for. And it didn't change back in the 90s and in the early 2000s. Every now and then I would go to church. Very few times, but like in the early 2000s, because my baby mama, we had kids, and she wanted to take us to church. She wanted them to be raised in the church. So I went to church with them a few times, and it was the same thing, preaching politics from the pulpit in the year 2005 and 2006. So nothing had changed really since 1982, as far as that's concerned. It was all about how, the godless Democrats, and how there's only really one party that votes, for God. So I was out. I said, nope, I'm not going again, and I didn't go back. after certain thing 3 or 4 times over a few years, like Easter, and they dragged me to Easter and the Christmas service and, Christmas Eve service or whatever. Okay, fine. It's a family thing. I'm just doing it because I want to be with my kids and I want to be and have a family moment. But as far as going into church, I was like, nah, I'm not going to go. Not as long as they're just going to preach right-wing politics. So yeah, those fuckers, they should lose their tax exemption. If you're going to preach politics at the pulpit, you lose your tax exemption. But of course, they do word the things just vague enough, I guess, to skirt, getting caught for actually, preaching politics. But it's still, it's very obvious. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Doug's here. Drinking my coffee black today, and I'm actually liking it. I like my coffee black, just like I like my people. Michelle, is that toilet paper on the golden statue? I think they put some like weird, those like banner, like those sashes or whatever. Brooklyn says no diaper on the statue. That's what someone should do. Before they saw it in half, DPD, someone should go there in the middle of the night and put a big old fucking Depends diaper on it. Maybe put some. If you want to go all Jan 6 and be like those fuckers, you could actually put some actual real shit in it. If you really wanted to. I was gonna say maybe find, I don't know, some mud or something to put in there to look like shit. But I guess if you want to go all Jan 6, just go ahead and drop a deuce in it and then stick it on there. Let that sort of permeate for a few days in there. Hey, Big Hook, the big Canuck is in the house, in the driver's lounge. Big Hook says, love a man who gave you nothing and made everything more expensive and took away our Medicare and SNAP benefits and has your Social Security and his sites to empty. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Well, that's in Florida, and they probably are people that retired there that have a really good nest egg and they feel like they're secure or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. But all across the country, you have, I'm sure, so many white MAGAs that are on Social Security, that are taking, receiving Medicare, and have a real risk of losing that under Trump. That's why it's a cult. That's why that opening little commercial parody, it's like a parody, was so funny. I guess that's why it's funny, because it's true about how they're like in a cult and they need to go through deprogramming. Some of them. Hey, Petrazi's here. Hey, Petrazi, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Petrazi says that statue and those people are so fucking pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's disgusting. And it really is. It really shows that is sort of the epitome of what Donald Trump is. He's just this narcissist sociopath who just loves to be praised and loves to have things made in his honor. and apparently not enough people are doing it. And that's why he wants to put his name on everything, and he wants to make this big arch and all this shit, all this stuff, and with his name on it. Because I guess there's just never enough. It's never enough for this motherfucker. I mean, he has these little meetings every fucking day. Or I don't know if it's every day, but where the entire cabinet, they're all at the table and they go one by one and they all just fucking kiss his ass and lick his ass one by one. They just sit there and he just, I mean, I guess he needs that every single day because he is so empty inside. He is so fucking empty inside. Thank you. Thank you, DPD. I will get to the yippee when I get down there. But thank you. So I'll give you a yippee. Yippee to DPD. Thank you so much. Here's a tip from one angry black woman, wife, and mom. Happy Mother's Day. Wait, let me go back. To everyone in chat, including you dads who may serve, dual roles. Thank you, DPD. Yippee to you. That were 3/5 of the way. You guys are doing good on the goals today. But yeah, he's so empty. He's so that he just needs this constant praise, and people just praising him and making statues to him, and it wasn't enough. So now he has to go around and slap his name on everything, and it really is. He wants to put his face on the fucking passport, his signature on money, all this shit. He is a just an empty, broken, just nothing of a person. He is a nothing of a person. And hey, look, people have problems. People have psychological issues and problems. This guy needs to be in therapy, constant therapy. He does not need to be in the fucking Oval Office. He does not need to be holding the most powerful position in the world, and that is of the president of the United States. He needs to be in an asylum. Talk about asylum. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be in a facility, and not the White House. Maybe the facility would be white, but it's not the White House. Nick Rich, 1137. Wow, am I that far behind? Oh my gosh. I didn't know. I'm like almost a half hour behind. I didn't know. I didn't realize I was a half hour behind. Anyhow, thanks, Nick Rich, for that little timestamp there. I'm going to skip down a little bit. DPD says no 100 degree days. But where we at? I don't do well in the heat, and thank you, TJ, for thinking about the environment. Cheers, mate. It's all. It's probably. This might be plastic too. I don't know. I thought this was aluminum. It sounds plasticky to me. I think this is aluminum, which is probably even worse for the environment. So I'm probably not doing any better. Don't you think aluminum is worse than plastic? I've heard all kinds of shit about aluminum and shit. Anyhow, you just can't win. Nick Rich says, if it gets above 80, I need a cooling center. Oh, my goodness. Gee. I guess because you're up there in the Great White North, huh? Eh? Where's your toque, eh? Now, of course, we're talking, Fahrenheit, eh? So you can't handle that 80 degrees, huh? 80 degrees is nice. I love 80 degrees. Anyhow, someone's trying to figure out how to unblock somebody. Jolie with a $2 super sticker. Yippee, Jolie! Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Jolie popping in a check for trolls. Love you, love you all. Thanks for popping in. I don't know. I guess Jolie's busy today, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dibbity, did you give your hamburger omelet a chef's kiss? No, I didn't even think about it. I was just wolfing it down. I just wolfed it down. But it probably deserves a chef's kiss. But it's too late now. It's too late. I ate it. It's in my stomach. Luck Dragon's Twin says, thank you for singing So Happy Together, Trucker, because I have had Michael McDonald in my head for the past hour. But what a fool believes he sees. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, there you go. So happy together. I can't. I don't know. DPD says, I want to know why Spamberger won't stand her ground and play hardball. The people have spoken. Fuck the Supreme Court. I think she's playing. I think she's just saying the diplomatic thing right now. I wouldn't count her out yet. But maybe some pressure needs to be applied to her, through cards and letters and maybe people showing up outside her offices and protesting. Sometimes you got to do that. Let them know exactly what's going on. Big Hook says the problem is, despite how much evidence you show them and all the damage they have contributed to, they refuse to change their ways and continue to be bigots. Well, some of them are just there's like very hardcore core probably are unsavable, or Brooklyn, they go low, we go lower. Still don't know what that means by going lower. I don't know what that means. No, when they go low, when I was a football player and someone would try to chop block me, which means basically hitting you at the knee or below the knees, try to take your legs out from under you. The thing that I would do is I would just automatically, with both my hands, because once they're that low, I would just take both my hands and I would just shove their fucking face mask into the ground. And then I would stomp on them with my cleats. Don't think that I was not above doing that kind of shit. If someone's going to try to take my knees out, you're going to get stomped on. And I would literally shove their face into the ground, and then of course it was in me in pursuit of the ball carrier, either the quarterback or the ball carrier. So I would shove their face into the ground. All you got to do, it's like a two-hand, open hand thing. If they're down at your knees, you just shove that helmet, their face mask into the ground. And then as you're going to pursue the ball carrier, you kind of step on them. And you're wearing cleats. You kind of step on them. And it doesn't feel good to get stepped on with cleats. That's what I do when someone goes low. I don't know about this when they go low, we go lower. Sometimes you can't go lower. Because they're so low, you can't go lower. So all you can do is shove their face into the ground and then step on them as you go look for the ball carrier. That's what football taught me. They always say, sports are good because it teaches you life lessons or whatever. It can teach you life lessons. That's what football taught me. When someone goes low, you just shove their face into the ground and you stomp on them. You step on them. So I don't know about this go lower thing. It's kind of hard to go lower when someone's already down there at your knees or below your knees, at your ankles sometimes, trying to just take your legs out from under you. Now the tricky ones are when they double team you, and not just a straight up like double team where we're all kind of where you can feel pressure, and then you try to just slice your way through the double team. You kind of turn, maybe do a swim move, or maybe just a quick little head slam to the side of their head, and then you can kind of slide in there and beat that double team. Those aren't too bad. But the bad one is when one tries to take you low, and then another one comes and takes you high, and he blindsides you. Those are the trickiest ones. That's why you got it. That's the head on a swivel. That's where all this head on a swivel shit comes from. You got to keep your head on a swivel because you might be getting double teamed. You might be getting blindsided. These guys love this football talk. So what you do, you got your head on a swivel. This just comes from years and years of practice. It becomes sort of it becomes kind of second nature. Someone's taking you low, you slam his head into the ground, and then you're not going to turn your head all the way out. But you've got peripheral vision, and someone's trying to take you out, blindside you. Again, you just got to ready for it. Meet head on head collisions. You got to meet force with force. Sometimes you don't see it. You do get taken out. You get by that second guy. Sometimes it happens. Then you get up and they blow the whistle. You get up and you line back up on line of scrimmage, and then you get ready to do it all over again. All right. Let's see here. Rita Ward is here. Hey, Rita, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you so much. Big Hook. Virginia needs to ignore the Supreme Court. The voters were asked, and they approved the redistricting. And there was something about, was it Virginia? They were saying that for the state Supreme Court, they could get rid of all of them by creating an age limit law on the Supreme Court, on the state Supreme Court. We're talking state here, not federal, not the U.S. Supreme Court, but the state, at that state level, they could age them all out and say, okay, it's mandatory retirement at 55 or whatever, whatever the age needs to be, and they could age them all out and put a whole new state Supreme Court. So I've heard that talk going around. Deepa D says, I hate to burst everyone's bubble, but the Civil War has already begun. It's North versus South, good versus evil. I'm not sure if the Civil War ever ended, actually. It didn't for the people in the South. They've been saying the South shall rise again ever since 1865. I don't think it ever ended for them, anyhow. And it isn't just in the South, though. I mean, there are pockets of these people. I used to drive through Pennsylvania and Michigan and even up in Oregon and Washington, and I would see people with the Confederate battle flag, the famous one there, hanging in their yards, hanging on their trucks in these non-South areas. Evil Evie 911's here. Hey, Evil Evie, thanks for being here. Oh, thanks for popping on in. I'm gonna have to make an AI song about thanks for popping on in. Kind of the theme of the Jeffersons or something, right? Oh, thanks for popping on in to the driver's lounge. Oh, thank you very much. Christina Weibel's here. Hey, Christina, thanks for being here. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Civil disobedience. I think I said that. I think I did finally dig that out. I finally did. I finally got it. It finally came to the old noggin. By the way, I did take a lot of hits to the head playing football. Playing about, 6 or 7 or 8. How many seasons did I play of football? I did take a lot of hits. I had a helmet. I have it in storage. One of my helmets with what we used to call stick marks, because your helmet, especially in the older days, I think they've made the helmets better where it doesn't show the stick marks. But we would get stick marks on our helmets. That's like every time you hit somebody, or because you're just always constantly hitting other people, and you're with and not that you're trying to like spear somebody, but it's just inadvertent. Your helmet, and my entire helmet is just completely covered with stick marks. You can't even see the original color of the helmet. It's just full of so many stick marks. So yeah, I've taken a lot of blows to the head. That might explain sometimes when I can't remember a word now, type of a thing. Maybe that's coming back to bite me in the noggin. I took a lot of hits to the head. That might explain a lot, right? MJ Daniel from Washington State's here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Oh, thanks for coming on in. Going back to Brooklyn, Colin Quinn. Danny Pomeroy, a decade after Trump, he will be labeled as America's #1 gangster. He's friends with most worldwide. Well, I think he will be labeled as the most destructive president, the worst president in the history of this country, who did the most damage to the world. I think he will be looked at, very negatively forever and ever and ever. He will not be going. He will not be looked at fondly in history. That's for sure. Evil Evie says, "Hey Trucker John, crazy question. I'm going fishing with my grandparents tomorrow in Utah. Just curious, what's the biggest fish you have ever caught?" I don't fish. I've fished a few times. I never really got into it. Probably one like this big. And I don't even remember if it was a trout or like a rainbow trout or a big mouth bass. I don't even remember. But good luck on the fishing. DBD says, "I'm glad you said it, TJ, because me as a black woman using the word cracker might have been misconstrued and possibly could have resulted in me being banned from the chat." No, you wouldn't be banned from the chat. You would not be banned. You would, because the only people that can ban you is me and Aaron and Jolie, and we're not. We would not do that. We would not do that to you. IB YouTubing says, "Did Trucker John address his GoFundMe account under what name?" Oh, I think it's actually John F. John F. So thanks for bringing that up. I have posted it to all my socials. I've gotten, I think it says like, I don't know, it tells you how many people have shared it. Like 65 people shared it and viewed it or whatever. And then we got 2 donations. Thank you for the donations. We've gotten 2 donors. I'm not sure if I should say the names. I don't know if people like to be anonymous or not anonymous, but we got 2 people, and I appreciate you very much that have donated. We've raised $45, which is fine. I just, that was I don't know, act of desperation or whatever. But I just thought, you know what? I really need to get a car, and I'm having a really hard time saving up the money. I don't know, maybe GoFundMe. Maybe people would help me. And so I just, put it together the other night, the other day. And so we got a couple people in there, and I guess I don't know if there's a time limit on it. I think it just stays up until you make the goal. I don't think there's a time limit. So I guess I'll just keep it up and see what happens. But thank you for everyone who has shared it and people who've donated. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. I do appreciate you. And we did just get another $5 super chat let me scroll down. Oh, let me scroll back. Oh, that was IB YouTubing. Yippee to IB YouTubing. Thank you so much. $5. Still think Trump trying to provoke us so that unrest leads to martial law. Thus no election. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, that they're doing they're pulling out all the stops. You know, but we can't let them deter us. We just can't let them deter us. We got to keep at it. Get everyone to vote. You know, don't let them get their way. You know, we just can't do it. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Even George H.W. Bush would not approve of what's going on. He go, it's not prudent, or whatever. I don't know. DPD, there are progressive churches, TJ. Not all places of worship are fire and brimstone. Well, that's not even fire and brimstone. What I was talking about, it was just basically preaching politics. That's not fire and brimstone. Fire and brimstone is you will burn in hell if you don't repent. That's fire and brimstone. I wasn't even talking about that. I was talking about all this abortion is murder, and the Democrats are a bunch of godless heathens. So you got to vote for Republicans because abortion is murder. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron put the link to the GoFundMe. There it is right there if you want to check it out. If you can't, you know, contribute to it financially, hit the share button, share it out. I appreciate that. MJ Daniel says abortion is the new prohibition. Early 1900s, the big evil was booze. They need something to hate to use and raise money. And that's why we were saying, oh, they'll never overturn it because they need that issue to run on. And boy, were we fooled about that one. Now the enemy is well, it has been for a long time, but of course we see this in their hatred of gay people and then now trans people. It's all about there has to be an evil that that they claim is evil. I'm not saying gay people and trans people are evil, but they want to present them as being like evil and demonic and threatening to your children. They have to create these bad guys and create fear, but there has to have fear involved with it, and that's what they do. That's the tactic. That's part of the divide and conquer overall scheme we were talking about earlier. Divide and conquer. They divide us with these sort of emotional issues, I guess. Yeah, it's all part of the divide and conquer because they know, and I'm just talking about the powers that be, the Republicans, the think tanks, the oligarchs that support them, especially them. They know that if we, the people, that's why I really like that clip about we, the people. If we, the people, ever all come together in one voice, in unity, in solidarity, then their asses are grass. They are cooked. They are cooked. So they keep buying up the media, owning the media, so that you get this barrage of right-wing propaganda going out to millions and millions of people 24/7, 365 for decades and decades on end. And then then we wonder, like, how did we get here? Well, that's how. That's how we got here. And I'm just now scrolling to DPD's $20 super chat. Again, yippee! Thank you so much, DPD. I appreciate you for that. 4/5 of the way on our goal today. Michelle says, where is that failed wall? Why switch to a ballroom? New grift. Yeah, I think he gave up on the wall because it wasn't going anywhere, and so yeah, you had to start a new grift. You didn't come on too strong, DPD. Not at all. In fact, I think Blood Dragon Twins kind of sums it all up. He says, my father role will never hold a candle to mom, but thank you. Yeah, moms are great. Moms are invaluable. As much as us guys, we can be really good dads. We have our part. We play our part, and we're important. I think, certainly. But moms just do it all. Moms are amazing. So if your mom is still around, make sure you spend tomorrow with your mom. And if you're separated by distance and you can't go and be with your mom, phone call, FaceTime, Zoom, or whatever. I mean, do whatever you can to spend time with your mom, one way or another, through actually being there, going out to dinner or lunch, going out, spending time together, spending the day together, or whether it's through a FaceTime call or a phone call, whatever. And for those of you that your mothers have passed, like mine has, then you can spend some time just reflecting and remembering your mom. Take time out to remember all what you owe to your mom. We owe just the most obvious thing. We owe our lives to our mothers. Without our mothers, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't have been born. Just that alone should make you just eternally grateful for your mom. Even if you never saw your mom ever again, you were taken away at birth. Okay, now I'm getting stupid, but yeah, take the time out if your mom's not with us tomorrow to remember your mom. And I know maybe for some people it's hard because it might be fairly recent if you lost your mom, but still, I think it's healthy to remember the people that have passed and to remember our parents. And tomorrow's Mother's Day, I think it's important to just take a moment to have a little special moment with you and your mom, and in your heart and in your mind. And again, the people that your mom is still around, make sure that you do something tomorrow. Spend some time with your mom, because we're not here forever. We all have an expiration date, every single one of us, and so don't take your moms for granted. I just got a notification that popped up on my phone from GoFundMe. So somebody went over there and did something. So I don't know what it was. Whoever went over there and did something, yippee, and thank you very much. Nick Rich 1206 in Vegas. I think I'm about 26 minutes behind. I'm almost a half hour behind you guys. So I'm going to skip down a little bit. I'm going to skip down in the chat somewhat. Get a little bit closer to you time wise. Okay. William says someone just came to my door about the Pennsylvania primary. I'll be voting. That's good to hear. Get your votes in. We've got early voting starting in Nevada this month. And then the actual primary voting day, I think, is in the first week of June. So yeah, I'll be voting. Michelle says, I grew up in Wyoming and I remember watching Dukes of Hazzard, but it didn't register. I do, I think I was in high school when Dukes of Hazzard was on. And it didn't really register with me either about the General Lee and the Confederate flag painted on the roof or on the hood or whatever. It didn't register with me either. And I was a high school age kid. I wasn't like a little kid. But and I liked the show because it had, Catherine Bach in her little short shorts, and it had cool cars, racing around. So I kind of liked the show. It didn't really register with me until years later that I was like, damn, that was some racist shit. But I do think growing up in California, even though I was not in, I wasn't like at the beach, surfing, catch a wave. I wasn't. I was in the desert. I was over 100 miles away from the beach, out in the desert, where there is a lot of rednecks. There is. I always heard that there was a big KKK contingent out there and stuff like that. But still, I don't think or at least I don't know. I don't think I was aware of really how racist things were. Even this is in the late 70s, and watching Dukes of Hazzard, I just thought, yeah, it's kind of cool. I like the cars and the girls and stuff. Typical misogynistic type of shit. But yeah, it's kind of weird how it didn't really register with me. Some things, like that. Roxanne 79's here. Hey, Roxanne, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. Roxanne says, fishing, I'm down for that, but not at the Sphere. That place is crazy expensive. Well, I've heard that the fish prices weren't too bad. It just depends. I heard, like, you can get, if you like Kenny Chesney, if you like country, they had tickets for like $50. But on the other hand, if you like Metallica, I think they're coming in the fall. I heard their tickets are going for like $2,000. So there's Kenny Chesney for $50, and then there's Metallica for $2,000. Last night, No Doubt played. No Doubt's been in town. They started. I don't know if it's a residency or what, but and I asked this couple that I picked up. I just said, "Do you mind if I ask how much the tickets were?" She told me they got 2 tickets. Okay, now I'm glitching because I forget if she said 2 tickets for $5 or 2 tickets for $250. Maybe it was 2 tickets for $5. Maybe it was $250 each. I think it was $250 each. So it'd be like $500, and it sounded like they had pretty good seats, pretty decent seats from where they were sitting. So for $250 a ticket. So you've got No Doubt for $250. I heard Fish, when Fish they were just here recently. I heard they had some tickets going for like $80, $85. So that's not too bad. So it just depends. Speaking of depends, I still regret to this day not seeing U2, because all the times I checked for tickets, they were like $400. The cheapest tickets were like in the $400s. Although I heard people were getting tickets at the last minute, last second for like $180. But I could never get those. Every time I checked, it was like $400, $425 and above for U2. That was too pricey for me. That was too expensive. I wish I would have somehow gathered the money up and seen it, though. I still regret it to this day. I don't know what Eagles tickets go for, because I don't really care about the Eagles. I really don't. They were great in their day, great 70s band. I don't really care to see a band that really at this point is just a tribute band. The only original member left, I believe, is Don Henley, is the only original Eagle. So I don't really care to see them. They should call themselves Eagles and Friends, just like just like the Grateful Dead or the Dead and Company, because I think there's only one person left in the Grateful Dead. I think at this point the Eagles should just be the Eagles and Company. But anyhow, I don't know what Eagles go for. Probably expensive. They sell out every fucking show. I mean, that's a crazy thing. I don't remember what was it Backstreet Boys or who was it? NSYNC? No, one of those boy bands I don't like. I know Aaron loves them, but I don't. Their tickets might have been a bit pricey. I'm sure they had expensive ones or $1,500, $2,000, but you could probably get some cheaper ones. But anyhow, the range. So it just depends on who it is. Like I said, anywhere from $50 to $2,500 for like Metallica. I've heard Metallica is like $2,000, $2,500, which is crazy. I think that's fucking crazy. I love me some Metallica, but I ain't spending $2,500 to see him unless I was a millionaire. I mean, or even like a high 100,000-aire. You know, if I was, whatever, then I could probably swing it. But here I am going on GoFundMe just to try to raise $500 or $1,000 to get a car. So yeah, I'm not. I don't see Metallica in my future. Maybe I should do a GoFundMe for Metallica. No, but yeah. So it depends. Depends on what it is. So yeah, I think no doubt you can get some decent tickets. I think according to my passenger, for about $250 a ticket. And I know that's expensive because we're used to, like, back in the day, you could see a good band for $20 or whatever, but those days are gone. I be YouTubing. Still think Trump trying to provoke unrest, martial law, thus no election. Thank you, I be YouTubing. I'm just not coming to the chat, scrolling to the chat where I be YouTubing gifted $5 super chat. So another yippee going out to you, I be YouTubing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing that. I'm YouTubing. It is 65 now. Okay, what was 65? I kind of skipped, so I don't know. What was $65? That was a ticket for someplace to see fish. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the $65 is. Fishing license, maybe. DPD says, I don't think there's a time limit for GoFundMe. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything on there about a time limit, so, we'll see how it goes. I would like to get a car pretty soon, though. Roxanne79 says, my damn fire alarm chirped a little while ago and has a red light. I just replaced and installed new 10-year fire alarms, and it's been 6 months. 2 of them are fucking faulty. Can't reach it. Need mom. Yeah, that sucks. That does suck. Roxanne says, sucks being short, and I'm really short. Bethany says, trans people in sports. Yeah, there's that demonization, and they just constantly bring that up. To demonize this marginalized group of people. IB YouTubing says, TJ, oh yeah, BTS is coming. We'll be in Las Vegas. Army fans will be needing transportation. Yeah, that's right. I did see that BTS is coming. Are they coming to the Sphere, or are they going to somewhere else, like T-Mobile or something? I don't know if they were coming to the Sphere or not, but yeah, they're definitely coming to Vegas. Probably, if not the Sphere, then probably Allegiant. I guess they're big enough to fill Allegiant. They definitely could fill T-Mobile. They might go. It might be Allegiant, huh? Look, Dragon, my girlfriend is 5'4". She's so cute. You guys are funny. Roxanne says, I wish I was 5'4". Brooklyn, I was 5'7". Now I'm 5'4". I was 6 foot. Now I think I'm 5'10". By the way, we shrink. I think the whatever it is between your vertebrae, is it cartilage? I think it dries up and shrinks and it makes you shorter or something. I don't know. I think I've lost like 2 inches of height, which sucks because being 6 foot was just barely where you could say you're tall. I mean that was like to me that's like the bare minimum of height that you could actually say that you're tall or kind of tall. But when you're 5'10", you ain't tall no more, motherfucker. I'm shrinking in height. I wish I could shrink in my waistline. That'd be nice. It'd be nice if my waistline would shrink. I'm shrinking in height, and I'm squishing down and popping out. Look, Dragon, I used to be 5'11". Now I swear to God, I'm like 5'9". Yeah, we shrink as we get older, apparently. I mean, I always heard that. I always knew that when you like, but I thought you wouldn't really shrink until you were like in your 80s or something. You know, I've been shrinking since my probably mid to late 50s. Bob Newell, new cap? No, actually, this is from a few years ago. This is from not even 2 years ago. This is from even way before that. Like I guess was it 2019 or whatever? But they're the champs. They're the reigning champs, so it works. It checks. It checks out. Bob Newell, do you use a green screen? I do, Bob Newell, I do. DPD, isn't Cortez Masto in Nevada? Is she? If she is, I hope they primary her. No, we're not primarying her. Yes, she is in Nevada. We're not primarying her. Okay. In fact, she's not even up for re-election right now, I don't think. We're not primarying her. She's not that bad. Look, she's got to do what she's got to do. Hey, if you think it's so easy to be a senator, go run for senator or a House rep, and then get back to me and let me know how it's going. You can't please everybody, and sometimes you have to be strategic, and sometimes you have to be diplomatic. There's a few things that she's done that I'm like, what? But if you really think about it, you kind of understand the logic. Roxanne says it was 1,000 plus for fish tickets at the Sphere. Well, which time? Because this latest time that they were here, I heard that there was a Thursday night show where you could get like $85 tickets. Now that's what I heard. So maybe I heard wrong. But I know that they have other nights where it's expensive. It just goes up and down. I guess you got to check like every night or something. Roxanne said on the fish website, I didn't see them that cheap. Yeah, well, I remember hearing about it, and it was actually reported. Like, it wasn't just like some dude. I think it was reported like on the local news about these $85 fish tickets. Look, Dragon, Joe Walsh is there. Yeah, he's not an original member. He's not original. He's been with the band since the 70s. Late 70s, I believe he was in the band, but he's not original. I don't count him as an original. He's pretty close to being an original. At this point, he's probably the second longest time being with the band, second only to Don Henley. Bob Newell, I saw Sharon at the Mirage in 1989, paid $5. I almost don't. I almost am going to call bullshit on that. The Mirage in 1989. Even for 1989, I don't believe tickets at the Mirage were only $5. But I'm going to call bullshit on that one, Bob. I'm calling bullshit. It might have been $5 if you saw her at the fairgrounds or something, at the, Topeka County Fairgrounds or something. I don't think tickets at the Mirage, even in 1989, were $5. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I'm pretty sure, in fact, was the Mirage even built in 1989? 1889? I'm not even sure if the Mirage was built yet. Come to think of it. Maybe it was, though. Roxanne says Bill and Mickey Hart, the drummers, only GD members still alive. Grateful Dead. Okay, so they've got two. And they changed their name to Dead and Company. I think the Eagles should be the Eagles and then the Nest or something. I don't know. Aaron West says, I wish it had been in sync. So who was it? It was Backstreet Boys at the Sphere? I guess it was the Backstreet Boys, right? Brooklyn says the Eagles piano player had a medical emergency and had to be carried off stage. They had to cut the concert short by 20 minutes. It happened a couple days ago. Yeah, I think I heard about that. Roxanne, for whom the bell tolls. Aaron putting in the GoFundMe link again. Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate you. We're going to get that car. When I get a car, I'm going to make videos of it. I'm going to praise you guys for helping me get the car. We're going to make all kinds of videos. I'm going to get the car, and if I need to detail it, I'm going to detail it. If I need to make repairs, I'm going to make repairs. I'm going to make videos of me driving it around town. It's going to be so much fun. And it'll all be because of you guys, whoever donates to the GoFundMe. It'll be because of the GoFunders. And also you guys, even when you donate here on the show, it all goes to that. So it'll be so much fun. When we get that car, we're going to make some fun, great videos of me in that car and showing you what it was. I viewed me $65 GoFundMe. Did you donate, WTubing? Well, thank you so much. Yippee! I haven't been able to check. I haven't been able to go over there and check it. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. WTubing says BTS Allegiant. Yeah, they're at Allegiant. 4 days. Okay, that makes sense because I know they're huge. Remember a few years ago, what were they called? Pink, Blackpink, whatever. Who I'd never heard of, and you can tell I'd never heard of them because I can't even say their names. Although since then I've been seeing a bunch of their videos, and those are really pretty young ladies. They're very pretty. And they were here, I think 2 years ago at Allegiant for like 3 nights or 4 nights, whatever it was. I think they sold out every night. I never even heard of them, but they were just as big as terms of the sellouts and the crowds, the excitement, just as big as Taylor Swift who was really, really huge. I mean, how soon we forget. Taylor Swift, she was here. Beyonce was here. She was huge. I would say the two biggest artists that I've seen since I've been doing, ride share and now taxi driving, I would say the two, that really come to mind is the biggest crowds and everything has been Taylor Swift and Beyonce. And that Blackpink or whatever they were called. I can't remember what they're called. But you guys know who I'm talking about. And I would imagine BTS will probably be just as big and exciting and fun and big crowds and everything. Next weekend, EDC. It's already been a year. Can you guys believe how time flies? It's already been a year since EDC. Now, I know most of you in the chat are going, what the fuck is EDC? Is that some sort of medication for old men who can't get it up anymore? No, EDC is the Electronic Dance Carnival. It's basically a 3-day rave where mostly young people in their 20s, but it's all ages. You see all ages, but mainly the 20-something crowd who dress up and put lots of glitter on. They wear very revealing clothing. I'm talking like ass cheeks hanging out, lots of good side boob action, and who lots of consumption of various hallucinogenics. That's coming up next weekend, and I'm actually looking forward to it because we get a $40. I think it's $40 bump in pay for every trip we take out there, and I think it's like $60 extra on top of the fare to take them back because it's like 20 miles out. It's out. They hold it out at the raceway, the big NASCAR super speedway. That's where they hold this thing, and they will get 500,000 people. That's crazy, right? There'll be at least 500,000 people coming to that. So that's coming up next weekend. So that'll be a good weekend for me, hopefully. Driving, I'll be driving all 3 days of that. I'm gonna get me some of that. If you know what I mean. Aaron West says that the hat says 2020. Does it? Does it say 2020? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's from a few years ago. But it still stands because they're still the champs. They are the reigning World Series champions. DPD says, I wouldn't spend a dime on No Doubt since Gwen Stefani went batshit MAGA. And yes, TJ, BTS will indeed be performing at Allegiant Stadium, which is why we will be visiting Vegas. Oh, are you going to see him? Are you going to see BTS? Wow. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm not a BTS fan, but still, have a good time, have fun. It's probably going to be a great time. Have a good time. Have a good time, good time, good time, good time. Ba-bum-bum. Luck Dragon Twin says, if that's how you're going to claim original members in the Eagles, then none of them are original members. They are all original members of Linda Ronstadt? No. Just because they were like the band, they were for a little bit and they worked with her, that doesn't make any sense. We're talking about the formation of the Eagles. The only original that I know of that's still around is Don Henley. I don't know who the piano player that got hurt or had a heart attack the other day, I don't know if he was original. I don't know. But other than that, the rest of them have all departed this mortal coil? DPD says, TJ, there are no excuses for Cortez Masto voting for the SAVE Act. That's just my opinion. And TJ, the Mirage opened in November 22nd, 1989. Okay. Do you think share tickets were $5 at the Mirage? Maybe they were. I know they used to get good deals on 99-cent breakfasts and shit like that, and they had $1.99 all you can eat buffets and shit. Probably in 1989 on the Strip. I just I remember going to a Cirque show sometime. I think at the Mirage. Was it the Mirage? And it might have been right around 89 or 90, 91. I believe it was with my first wife. And the Cirque show, I'm pretty sure, was more than $5. I would think the share would be at least as much as a Cirque show. I'm talking about Cirque du Soleil. I don't even remember what we paid. I'm just thinking we paid, I don't know, $40 or $50, but maybe not. Maybe we only paid, I don't know. I'm sure we paid more than $5 to go to that Cirque du Soleil show. Something shares got to be more than at least $5, more than whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyhow, okay. Look, I'm not for just automatically primarying someone because of one thing that they did. I think you have to look at their overall voting record, their overall body of work, and you got to look at what What did that vote do? Was it going to pass with or without her vote? Did they really need her vote? I definitely think she needs to be kind of reprimanded by her electorate. I think all of us here in Nevada should be calling her office or flooding her with postcards telling her that we disagree with that. But I'm not ready to just say, oh, we're going to primary you. Who are you going to primary her with? You're going to take a chance of getting some Republican in there? Because I tell you what, in Nevada, okay, I think we have 5 U.S. House districts, and 4 of them are Democrats. 1 is Republican. And we, of course, have 2 senators, and they're both Democrats. We have a Republican governor. We have, as far as registered voters, I think between Democrats and Republicans, it's pretty even. As far as registered Democrats and registered Republicans, it's pretty even. But the registered independents, people who have registered to vote but they don't have any party affiliation, there's more of them than Democrats and Republicans combined. And the thing is, you got to figure out, where are they leaning? Where are the independents leaning? Do you want to try and primary what's her face? Cortez Masto? And maybe you don't know what these independents are going to do, where they might put a Republican in there. My point is, it's not so easy as you make it sound. It's not that easy. Like, oh, I don't like the SAVE Act. Oh, you're gone. We're going to primary you. I'm going to wiggle my nose. I'm going to wave my wand. Boom, we're primarying you, and we're going to put the perfect Democrat in there. We're going to put Trucker John in there. It's not that easy. My point is, it's not that easy. And, I think, I'm not there. I'm not quite there yet on primarying her. Look, Dragon says, I seen Metallica at the Stone in San Francisco for $12. Yeah, what year was that? 1978? Look, Dragon, I've also seen Metallica in a garage in El Cerrito for bring your own beer? Bring your own, I don't know. Good for you. You saw them in a garage? So you're saying you saw them before they were famous? When they were still just playing in garages? MJ Daniel, ELO? What about ELO? Strange magic. Strange magic. I like ELO. I love ELO. But why are we just shouting out ELO? Nothing, with nothing attached to it. Now I've got that song in my head. Strange magic. Strange magic. Look, Dragon, oh, Trucker, it's obvious how much you love Glenn Fry, but at least his son is taking his place. I've heard he's really good. I heard the son is really good. And I love Glenn Fry. I think and I'm sad he died way too early, right? Way too young. But, DBD says, TJ, I may be asleep. I can't tell you one song BTS sings. I'm only doing it for my daughter and her friends. Okay. Well, you're a good mom, and from all what I've seen is, those boys, and they seem like good boys. The BTS boys. I don't know. They're going to have a good time. They love that shit. The kids love that shit. You guys knew who I was talking about? Like Pink, what's it called? Pink Black, Black Pink, whatever. They're, I think, South Korean or whatever they were. They were here, and it was like a mania. It was like a Beatlemania or something. Brooklyn Timothy. Is it Timothy Schneider? Timothy Schmidt, who was Eagles. We're talking about Eagles. I think he passed away too, right? Recently. Terrence M. Bunce, love to see Yes and ELP one more time. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. See, Yes is who's their singer with the high voice? Is that Ian? Not Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson is Jethro Tull, right? John Anderson. Who's the Yes guy? Is he still alive? And ELP is all of him. Is Emerson, Lake and Palmer? Are they all still alive? I don't even know. We're getting to that age where you got to ask. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Every now and then I channel someone else. Luck Dragon's twin says this has nothing to do with Mother's Day, but my father's favorite band was ELO. We just made the goal. Thanks to Jolie. Yippee! $5 super chat going out to Jolie. Yippee, yippee. I'll give you a like and a heart. And we made the goal. Thank you, Jolie. I appreciate you. I might have to do a chair dance. I'll do a chair dance. For the $5 goal, I'll do a chair dance. I'm not gonna stand up and dance. Okay, so here we go. I'll do a little chair dance. Yippee! 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 Palmer, I believe. Palmer is dead. John Anderson. I think I said John Anderson, actually. Is he still alive? Is John Anderson? Robert Perez. Joe Walsh is still alive. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Yeah, Joe Walsh is still alive. He's still performing with the Eagles. He's been, with them for forever, but I don't believe he's original. Yeah, ELP. Yes, I like those bands. I had the Yes album. In and around the lake. I had that one. That album. ELP. I don't think I had any ELP albums actually. I'm trying to think. I don't think I did. I like some of their songs that you hear on the radio. ELP. They got some good songs. But I don't believe I had any of their cassettes, 8-tracks, or albums. But yeah, they're good. Yeah, sure, why not? Brooklyn, Joe Walsh is alive. Yeah, he's alive. He's still performing. Is Vasantha Elf here? Where's Vasantha? Did I skip you? There's Vasantha Elf. Hello, Vasantha. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. I guess I did kind of scroll down, and I've pretty much caught up. Pretty much caught up to you in the chat. So you know what that means. End of the show. I'm the dog that has caught the tailpipe. DBD says Blackpink is South Korean girl group, but I think they disbanded. Yeah, that's the thing. When they were here a couple years ago, that was sort of like their farewell tour or something. Because I remember people saying, yeah, they're going to break up. But they were huge. I mean, like I said, as far as turnout and the town being full of fans to see that concert, they were as big as Taylor Swift and Beyonce. So, and I had never heard of them before. Michelle, take care all. Well, I'm not really going to end right now. I kind of was joking, but I will be ending pretty soon. MJ Daniel says no Yes or ELP albums. The only progressive rock I had was Rush and Pink Floyd. You know what? No, I had some Rush. I had Rush. I had Pink Floyd. I had the one Yes album. I had Alan Parsons Project. I like that. I think that's prog rock. And it's kind of funny. I don't really. I guess Pink Floyd and Rush are prog rock, but they really are a good mixture. I think of kind of classic rock, hard rock, prog rock. They really mix it up really good. But yeah, there's definitely prog rock and Rush, especially earlier Rush. With David Weiss, John Anderson is from Yes, yeah. Who else did I have? I had Alan Parsons. So I like some of that. I guess I'm not sure if the earlier ELO would that be considered prog rock in a way. I don't know. Like Frankenstein, was it Frank? What was the one that had like the Frankenstein clip in it or whatever? AJ Daniels, I know nothing about K-pop. Terrence Bunt's 2112, and yeah, I did the mirror test. That's Rush, right? Isn't that Rush? Aaron West, Trucker John has channel memberships and super chats. Yes, we do. Got memberships starting as low as $1.99 a month. If you want to check it out, and you can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Those are the best ways, and they don't cost you anything. Or you can go over there to buy me a coffee because I like my coffee, and today I'm drinking it black, and I ain't going back. This chock full of nuts is good. So yeah, buy me a coffee. There's the link there. We also have PayPal if you want to donate to the show there. Thank you, Aaron, for posting those. I appreciate you. MJ Daniel, I had some Alan Parsons. Yeah, I like the Alan Parsons Project. Of course, yeah, DBD. Anyone remember the Little River Band? Yeah, I remember the Little River Band. They had a couple good hits there. MJ Daniel says Parsons, sound engineer on Dark Side of the Moon. Everett Tauscher, who's BTS? They're a K-pop band. I always think it's behind the scenes, but I don't know. I don't know. Captain and Tennille. Muskrat Love, I think, was on the radio the other day. Wasn't that Captain and Tennille? Let me look up something here. I want to look something up. Let's see. I'm just looking up Catherine Cortez Masto. I'm just looking at some of her record here. And I hate how my iPad it's like jumpy and or freezes. I'm trying to scroll, it won't scroll. I'm just trying to get an idea of some of the backlash that's going on with her. Yeah, I believe she was just reelected in 2024, so she's not going to be up, I think, until 2030. So here's an article from the Las Vegas Weekly from 2 days ago. Now they're talking about the Attorney General Aaron Ford. He's running for governor. He's a Democrat. Aaron Ford. He's the current Attorney General for Nevada. He's running for governor. I want to see if there's anything in here with Mastos Cortez or whatever, because there's something in here about making mail-in ballots unconstitutional. Aaron Ford opposes that, of course, as he should. Let's see if there's anything, if they have any quotes from. I always forget if it's Masto Cortez or Cortez Masto. I'm sorry. I did take a lot of hits to the head. This is all about Ford. Okay, so here, here's midway through the story. It says every Democratic member of Nevada's congressional delegation has publicly opposed the order. I guess this is was this about mail-in voting? We'll make sure they didn't switch subjects here. Yeah, it's about states having their own responsibility to run their own elections. It says Senator Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen co-sponsoring Senate legislation that would block it from taking effect. Republican Governor Joe Lombardo hasn't directly weighed in on the executive order itself, but he vetoed a Nevada legislature bill last year that would have expanded the number of ballot drop boxes. So, yeah, he's a Republican. He's a MAGA Republican. Lombardo is going to, of course, try to make voting a little more difficult by reducing the drop boxes. So this is about an executive order, I guess. Let's see. I kind of skipped down. There's a summary judgment. One party asked the court to permanently block an order without trial rather than temporary pause. So this is all about Donald Trump's latest executive order on mail ballots. Okay, Trump on March 31st signed the order titled Ensuring Citizenship Verification and Integrity in Federal Elections, seeks to overhaul Americans' ability to vote by mail by creating federal citizenship lists to determine voter eligibility and directing the U.S. Postal Service to withhold mail ballots from those not on the list. It also threatens election officials with criminal prosecution and loss of federal funding for those who do not comply. Okay, so that's Trump's executive order. It's not a law. It's not anything passed through Congress. That's an executive order. Okay, it doesn't have the punch of an actual bill or a law. Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford is now co-leading a 24-state coalition in a lawsuit seeking to block the order, arguing that it unconstitutionally subverts states' authority to administer their own elections, as Nevada's chief election administrator, Secretary of State Francisco Aguilar, has been a close public ally in the effort. And while both officials say they're confident the order shouldn't impact the June 9th primary, because that's what it is here in Nevada, June 9th, They are less certain on the November midterms. And so the two Nevada senators, Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen, are co-sponsoring because it says every Democratic member of Nevada's congressional delegation has publicly opposed the officer, with Senators Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen co-sponsoring Senate legislation that would block it from taking effect. Republican Governor Joe Lombardo, hasn't directly weighed in, but he was against expanding ballot drop boxes. So I think that's good what she's doing. In an email, okay, that's about Lombardo. I just wanted to find something about Mastos here. Let's see here. My iPad's really slow and frustrating. Um, God, I can't type for shit. Let's see. Okay, so I just asked, why did Catherine Cortez Masto? I just put, why did she vote for the SAVE Act? This is an AI overview. Okay, so I know a lot of you hate AI. It says that based on her statements in March and May 2026, so it's pretty recent, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto did not vote for the SAVE Act. She actively opposed and helped defeat it, labeling it a voter suppression bill that makes it harder for eligible Nevadans to vote. She argued that Nevada's elections are already secure and that the bill creates unnecessary obstacles, particularly for rural and tribal. Okay, so she did not vote for the SAVE Act. Key reasons for her opposition include barriers to voting. She highlighted that the bill would force voters to present specific documents like a passport or birth certificate in person, which is difficult for many, including those in rural areas or married women whose names have changed. Disenfranchisement. She argued it would allow for the removal of eligible citizens from voter rolls, creating barriers to put in front of voters. Solution in search of a problem, she maintained that non-citizen voters are already illegal and extremely rare, noting that the bill was a disingenuous attempt to alter election procedures. Catherine Masto consistently stood against the legislation to protect voting access. So she didn't vote for the SAVE Act. Didn't you say she did? DPD? Did I misunderstand? Was I misunderstanding it? What you said? She did not vote for the SAVE Act. Did you want her to vote for the SAVE Act? I'm confused now. I'm a little confused because she did not vote for it. I'm confused. And now I'm waiting for my YouTube to reload so I can get back to the chat. Back to the chat. Let me go back over here. DPD says, I have a question, TJ. What's up with your home state of California? How in God's name can they allow Spencer Pratt to run for mayor in 2012? Him and his wife blew through $10 million because they thought the world was ending. Because it's a free country and people can run for fucking office if they want to? I don't know. You don't vote for them then. There's a lot of nut jobs that run for these offices. Every year you see people running for governor, or every 4 years, people running for governor in California. And you've got like porn stars and strippers, and there's like 50 people, 100 people running at first, and then they all kind of drop out or whatever. It's called free country. TJ says, I'm sorry, you have to do homework. Well, I just did some homework, and she didn't vote for the SAVE Act. And she had some very good reasons for not doing it. So I don't know what your beef is with her. So I think we'll keep her. I think we're gonna keep her, even though I keep forgetting her name. Catherine Cortez Masto. Right? Now I gotta look up, make sure I didn't mess that up again. Yeah. CCM. I'm just gonna call her CCM. If AOC can go by AOC, I think CCM can go by CCM. She didn't vote for it. DPD says there were 7 Dems that voted for the SAVE Act, and I don't have a beef with her. Well, you said you're the one that brought her up. You're the one that said that she should be primaried. Did you not, or did I misunderstand? Did you not earlier in the chat say that Catherine Cortez Masto, henceforth known as CCM, should be primaried? Weren't you asking me why we're not primarying her? It sounded like you had a beef with her. Unless I misunderstood. I may have misunderstood. Maybe I've taken too many blows to the head. And maybe I misunderstood. Luck Dragon's twin, Fetterman. What's Fetterman got to do with it? You're gonna primary him? He's not up until 2030 either, I don't think. 2030 is when we all get the wonder drugs, where we can live another 100 years. So that's all I care about. I'm making it to 2030. I'm going to get them drugs. Even if I just live another 70, would be nice. I think. I don't know. Guess it depends. Anyhow, not trying to fight with you, but you're the one that brought it up, that Catherine Cortez Masto should be primaried. And I asked you why. And you said it was because she voted for the SAVE Act. And I started defending her, but it didn't sound right to me. That's why I went and looked it up. And it won't let me scroll back to the chat on my iPad here. I can't go back to where you said that. But I'm pretty sure you said you were asking me, like, why don't we primary her? And I asked you why, and you said it's because she voted for the SAVE Act. She did not vote for the SAVE Act. Now you say there's 7 Dems that voted for the SAVE Act, and I don't have beef with her. Well, you did. I guess you don't now. But so should we primary all 7 of those Dems just sight unseen? Just sight unseen. We're not going to look at their voting record. We're not going to look at anything else. We're not going to investigate what that really meant or what it really did, whether it really mattered, how important it was. We're just going to just sight unseen. We're going to primary him. Lord Dragon says Fetterman voted for the SAVE Act, and he is up for a re-election in 2028. All right. Run a good candidate against them in the primary. That's what primarying is. Pennsylvania, get yourself a good Democrat to go up against them. The primary is asked, but that's in 2028. And it's up to Pennsylvania. It's not up to me. I don't live in Pennsylvania. It's really up to Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania voters. They want to primary his ass and primary his ass. But in the meantime, I'm not going to spend my time and energy on it because he still votes with. We looked this up the other day, right? A few shows ago, I looked up his voting record, and he votes with Democrats over 90% of the time. And if you had a Republican in that seat, it would be 0%. So I'm willing to wait until 2028 or whatever. If someone in Pennsylvania wants to run against him, then fine. And if the voters of Pennsylvania, primary his ass out, then fine. But in the meantime, we've got someone in there that's going to vote for us 9 times out of 10, or vote along party lines 9 times out of 10, which is way better than 0 times out of 10, which is what the Republicans would do. Luck Dragon says Fetterman was on Bill Maher last night, and it was pathetic, and they were asking him questions, and he stumbled through it just like anybody who was recovering from a stroke. Yeah, he had a stroke, and he's it is what it is. DPD says then the article I read was wrong because they had her name as one of the Democrats. And yes, I did say she should be primaried. I wouldn't lie. Okay, well, do you still feel that way? You still think she should be primaried? I read it it was the Las Vegas Weekly. No. Oh, no, that was the other story, the Las Vegas Weekly. This is from AI Overview, but they do list their where they get it. There's a bunch of videos, and I think there's their sources. KLAS 8. That's a channel. That's a local news station here. They've got the Nevada Independent, Congress.gov, KTNV. That's another local station. These are their sources that the AI gets it all from. Here's fun. It's from 4 days ago. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, CCM, joined Carrie Dermick, State Director of All Voting is Local Action Nevada. I think this is about that executive order. Is what I think that's about. Here's March 2026. Catherine Cortez Masto. This is about the SAVE Act. This is where she's quoted as saying this. This is the quote. Catherine Cortez Masto. This bill is a solution in search of a problem that does not exist. That was on March 19th, 2026. So just 2 months ago. Not even 2 months ago. Here's a KLAS 8 News. This is from February 23rd, going back to February. Nevada Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar called attempts in Congress to implement newer voter registration requirements. So that's got Aguilar there. They might have CCM in there. So I think she's okay. I'm not ready to primary her just yet. Okay, so who are the 7 Dems that voted for the SAVE Act? I always put the question mark in, but you don't really have to, I don't think. Okay, so it says, based on House roll call votes in early 2026 regarding Department of Homeland Security funding and associated measure, 7 Democrats who crossed party lines to support these measures, often referred to in the context of the SAVE Act, are Henry Cuellar of Texas, Tom Suozzi of New York, Vicente Gonzalez. It sounds like a mixed mash of Italian and Latino there. Vicente Gonzalez of Texas, Lori Gillen of New York. So far we got 2 Texans and 2 New Yorkers. Marie Glusenkamp Perez of Washington, Jared Golden of Maine, and Don Davis of North Carolina. Those are the 7 that voted for the SAVE Act. And if I'm not mistaken, aren't these all people that are retiring or leaving office, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. So here's the context. It says, these votes were largely associated with funding initiatives and border security, specifically voting to fund DHS and in support of the Republican-backed efforts. Commonality. These members often represent swing districts or areas with high Republican voter turnout, making them frequent targets for potential messaging on border security. Specifics. Some reports specifically highlight that these representatives voted to keep funding ICE and supported the border legislative package. These 7 Democrats were noted for breaking with the majority of their party on these key procedural and funding votes in 2026. So yeah, it's not, CCM was not there. Catherine Cortez Masto, not in there. It's Cuellar. The only person I think I've ever heard of in this list of 7 is Cuellar. You got Cuellar. Well, I don't need to repeat it. Suozzi, Gonzalez, Gillen, Perez, and Golden. Which one of them? And Davis. Wasn't one of them? I'm sure. I thought some of these guys were just retiring and they didn't give a fuck or something. I don't know. And then there's a bunch of links here. If you want to go further into it. I'm waiting to get oh, here we go. anyhow, I was just trying to see exactly what did they finally what finally got through in the SAVE Act. Because I think they passed it. Didn't they eventually pass it? And without the DHS spending or whatever, what was it? Here's from congress.gov. This is just sort of boilerplate stuff on here. Well, anyhow, shoot. Every time I go away from that page, and I got to reload. It's a big reloading effort on here. Well, anyhow, sigh of relief. Catherine Cortez Masto did not vote for it. In fact, it seems to be pretty big proponent, a pretty big opponent of it. I think Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto are actually pretty good. IB Tubing says SAVE Act is not passed. The Save America Act, HR 7296. That's the House bill. House passes new version of the SAFE Act. The SAVE Act, what every American voter needs to know. This is from vote.org. The SAVE Act, this is from Facebook, from something on Facebook. The Save America Act has passed the House. Okay, that's just the House. LDF commends U.S. Senate for stalling passes of the SAVE Act. Thank the Senate champion who opposed the SAVE Act. So the Senate, was it blocked in the Senate? In March, after 2 weeks of open debate, the Senate floor senators left town without passing the SAVE Act, delivering a major defeat for anti-voter legislation. How the SAVE Act threatens the freedom of the vote from the Campaign Legal Center. Here's Democracy Docket. Senate rejects bid to revive Save America Act. So the Senate blocked it. So it passed in the House, and the Senate blocked it. So this is were all those names I mentioned, were they all House reps? Guess those were House reps. So we're talking about two different things. Senate rejects bid to revive SAVE Act. They got a stupid paywall up here. I was trying to read this. Yeah, so those were all House reps. The 7 that voted against it, those were all House of Representatives. CCM is a senator. For one thing, the House passed it with these 7 House reps. Okay, the Senate blocked it, apparently. So IBU-Timing's right. Didn't pass. It passed the House, and Catherine Cortez Masto is a senator, okay, for one thing. So yeah, it's I wish I could type. Oh my God. Can't type. Yeah, so it says that it passed the House of Representatives multiple times, including a 218 to 213 vote on February 11th. It has stalled in the Senate. I would even be so bold as to say, thanks in large part to Nevada senators, Democratic senators, Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Mastos, otherwise known to me as CCM. House Act. The House passed the bill which requires proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote in federal elections and requires a photo ID to vote. Senate status. The bill is stalled in the Senate and has failed to break a filibuster, lacking the necessary 60 votes to move forward. Outlook. Despite the federal bill stalling, some individual Republican-led states are enacting their own similar proof of citizenship laws, such as South Dakota. The legislation remains a high priority, heavily debated topic, but it has not reached the president's desk to be signed into law. Thank you, IBU-Tubing. All right, so that's that. On the SAVE Act. It's not passed. Thank God for the Senate. Thank God for senators like Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto. My Nevada senators. Proud. I voted for both of them. That's good water. It's Crystal Geyser water, by the way. Why did I bring that up? Look, Dragon, what about all those judges that couldn't say that Donald Trump can't run for a third term per the Constitution? That was weird. Yeah, and I would say for me that would be like a deal breaker. I wouldn't vote for them. I wouldn't vote for confirmation if you can't admit that he can't run for a third term. Now, I guess the caveat might be that he can't unless there's a constitutional amendment. Maybe they should say that. Maybe they should say, well, if the Constitution is amended to that, then he could. Or something along those lines, maybe. Danny Pomeroy says that's because they knew the Senate was going to vote it down because it's not so easy for Donald to push senators around. Most are very bright some days. Brooklyn, I have to renew my passport? I don't know, do you? Now you're sounding like Love Dragon with the question marks on everything. I don't know. Do you have to I don't know about your passport. I don't know if you have to renew it or not. I don't know if you have to renew it or not. I really don't know. Just look at your passport and look at the date and see when it expires. They're good for 10 years, right? So just take a look at it, see what it says. Is the microphone still on? Hello, is this thing working? Anyhow, speaking of working, I better get going. Made some good tips last night. My very first cab ride last night, the guy tipped me like $25 for a 5-minute ride. It was a couple. I picked them up at Mandalay Bay, took them to another hotel off the strip over by the airport. Literally, I say 5 minutes, maybe it was 6 minutes, 7-minute ride. It wasn't that far. The fare was only, how much was the fare? It ended up being like, was it like 16 or something? 15 or 16 bucks. He gave me 2 20s and said, "Here you go, have a good day." I was like, "Oh man, thank you." I looked at it, I go, "Oh wow, thank you. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much." And he goes, "Yeah, you have a good one." And then they got out and went to their hotel. So I started off on a really good note there. That's a good way to start. You know, when your first cab ride, you get like a $24 tip. It could put you in a good mood. You know. So then later on, when I had one rider who paid with a credit card, and I looked at the receipt, 0 tip. So I wasn't even mad because I was like, well, I got that $24 tip. And everyone else had been tipping pretty well. You know, 5, 6, 7, $8. So when that one person tips 0 and everyone else is tipping pretty well, you just figure, okay, whatever. They've got their reasons. You know? Who am I? Who am I to judge? Anyhow, yeah, speaking of trying to shut this down, I should get going here. Aaron says, I lost my passport. It expired in 2019. Just as long as someone else didn't get a hold of it and try to, like, you know, I don't know, steal your identity or something. DPD says, why do we still have a constitution if no one... I'm trying to end the show, and DPD is going in with this heavy, coming in hot and heavy here at the end. DPD says, why do we still have a constitution if no one abides by it in the first place? All these question marks. Passport generally lasts for 10 years if you're going to renew it. If you had, better hurry. Yeah. Why do we have a constitution if no one abides by it in the first place? Well, so that when people don't abide by it, we can prosecute them? We can have some legal standing? Otherwise, we've got nothing? The Constitution is the foundation, I believe, of our government and of our country. So it might seem like no one's following it because we do have a lawless president and a lawless administration. But I have not given up hope that justice will come. Justice will be served. And these motherfuckers, Trump and his family, the Trump crime family, and his administration, I still believe that the Kristi Noems of the world, the Steve Bannons of the world, the Steve Millers of the world are going to face justice. I believe it. I haven't given up that hope yet. So that's why we still have a constitution, because that's what we stand on. All right. Thanks for being here. Thanks, DPD, for your questions. I appreciate it. And thank all of you for being here. Thank for all the support, the donos, all that. I really greatly appreciate it. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. Like I said, happy Mother's Day to all you moms. We would not be here today if it was not for all you moms. Thank you for your service. And thank you sincerely, all the mothers. You guys deserve more than just a rose and some candy and a lunch. You deserve more than that. But if that's all we can do to show our gratitude, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. But thanks for all the moms. Happy Mother's Day. I hope everyone can get together in one way or another, either in person or if not, phone, FaceTime, whatever. But I hope you guys spend some time with your moms if you can. Like I said, for those moms that have passed away, just have a special moment where you just think about your mom. Look at some old videos, pictures, keepsakes. Just have that little moment. And you don't have to believe in heaven, whether you believe in heaven or not, or afterlife or not, doesn't really matter. It's in your heart. It's in your memories. Take a little moment. You can look to the sky and just say, "Mom, I love you. Thanks for everything you've done for me." All right. With that, I'll see you guys on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, right here on the Trucker John Livestream. We're going for 5,000, trying to get to 5K Hennessy Day. Hopefully more than one subscriber per day. We need to up that. And really, the only thing left to do is, again, just to say thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Couldn't do it without you. Could not do this without you guys. Yeah, and I want to say also shout out to Mom's Cookies. I think you guys have heard of Mom's Cookies. Well, that's where I came from. If it wasn't for Mom's Cookies, I would probably just be a crumb somewhere. Who knows? Who knows where I'd be without old Mom's Cookies. So thanks to Mom's Cookies. Happy Mother's Day, all you Mom's Cookies. Yeah, I also want to say hi to you guys, and thanks for being here. Again, thank you guys so much for helping support the show, and just happy Mother's Day, and especially all the purple moms out there. I know there's some purple moms. Otherwise, wouldn't have the purple beard. So, but happy Mother's Day, everybody, and have a good one, and just keep your powder dry. Don't know what that means. But thanks for being here. I'm gonna have a cookie. Not really. Hey! With the cookies. No cookie jokes. All right. All right. So I guess all that's left to do before the microphone dies is the words of wisdom, right? So get your pencil and paper to write this down. Trucker John's words of wisdom. Okay, I got to get this in. I have a feeling my microphone might be just about ready to die. Okay, are you guys ready? Ready to write this down? Okay. So for today's words of wisdom, it's kind of appropriate with Mother's Day coming up and everything. So, guys, okay, for the first one.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John Livestream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John Livestream. Yeah, the Trucker John Livestream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John Livestream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.